Okay, here we are. We're back. We're back with another episode, and I'm glad to report we've got the way. I can never get.
Yeah.
We've got the trusty other half, the better half.
Back in that Martin Duffy gets everywhere, doesn't he, man? He soon elbowed his way in last week.
He did. He was straight in, wasn't he?
Yeah.
There was a couple of people said they really enjoyed the episode, but I'm sure they'll all say they're glad you were back. But you've been busy, haven't you? You've been busy.
I had a busy week last week, and then I was for some reason June gigs have got quite busy, and then but it's all corporate stuff,
right?
Yeah, just all corporate stuff, which is bizarre. You know, you'd expect June to be a lot of weddings and parties and stuff, and it's all corporate.
So it's been the opposite for me. June's not as busy as it normally is, but May was mega busy for me, like really busy. May was busier. It's the busiest May I've ever had. I would say May is about as busy as last year's June was. So June this year is not quite as busy for me as it normally is, but May was mega busy. So I don't know if it's people moving weddings to May and getting married slightly earlier in the year because it's cheaper. I know a lot of venues where I am, it's cheaper in May to get married than it is during the main season, like June, July and August are peak.
I've got hardly any weddings at all, but like my mate Owen, who does loads of weddings, he's getting like loads of midweek weddings now because for the same reason you just said. You know, he's like working like Tuesdays and Wednesdays and Thursdays because people are getting it cheaper, getting the venues cheaper.
Yeah, it's like, I mean, it's not just a little bit cheap as well. Some places it's half the price of what you'd pay on a Saturday or a Friday. You know what I mean? It's mega cheap.
Crazy.
Makes sense.
So, did you miss me last week then?
We did. Glad you're back. I'm glad you're here for your input because it's an exciting week this week, isn't it?
It is. We got something new coming.
We have.
Fantastic. We're going to have a look at that. We're going to show them.
It's literally released now because it's Sunday. It's 10 a.m. So when this goes out, so that means it's released now. So do you want to say what it is? Shall I say what it is?
Yeah.
You say what it is, then we'll put the trailer on.
Okay, so we did a sort of soft release of this at my convention in April, the CCC convention, and it was well received. And it's a trick called Predestination. It's by my old friend, mentor, and co-collaborator, Mr. Gary Jones.
So we've been working on this for a while, haven't we?
We have, yeah, we have, yeah. It's something that's so easy to do and yet really impressive. And when he first showed it me, it fooled me as well. It was great.
Yeah, I'm surprised as well. You showed me it when you first saw it, and I wasn't 100% sure how it worked. I had an idea, but I wouldn't say completely fooled us. But I have showed a few of the magicians since, and it does fool quite a few magicians actually, right? So should we watch the trailer and then we'll talk about it a bit more? So here it is. Here is the trailer for Predestination. Predestination by Gary Jones. Now, if you know anything about Gary Jones, you'll not only know how good he is, but he is a real world performer. Hold this. You're going to write down. You're going to write down some choices in a second. I'll explain in a second. We also need the cards. We don't need all the cards. We just need a few of them. So we'll use we'll just use the picture cards for this, all right? Can you cup your hands like this? We're going to use your hands.
Stella Magicbox are proud to present Predestination. Wonderful effect by Gary.
We're going to use these. Oh, there's a joker in there as well. So we don't need the joker, but hold on to the joker. Put your hand on top of the joker so nobody can touch it, all right? So now we've got some picture cards. We've got 4 kings and 4 queens, all right? Put your hand out like this. We're going to use the cards, and Max, you're going to choose which ones we're going to use. So if we take 2 of them like this, right, and put 2 hands together, put 2 hands, that'll do there. Please just come over there. I'm going to mix them up. Max, do you want the right one or the left one? Which one do you want? I'll point. Which card do you want? Do you want this one or this one? That one. So that's a King of Hearts. Write down King H, right? I'll get rid of those 2. Then we'll do the next 2. And I want this to be a free choice. Which one do you want? It's super easy to do, which is which, and you choose this one or this one. This one this time. That's King of Clubs, right? Count. Is this fair? It's fair, right? We'll do the next 2, which is we've got the queens to do next. Let's grab the queens again. I'm going to mix them up so I don't know which is which. And which one do you want? That one or that one? Is that fair? So write down Queen of Spades. QS will do. And then we've got the last 2 here. It takes up no room, a little bit like this. And again, which one? This one or this one? This one. So that's Queen of Hearts, right down QH. A little bit, you went down 4. What did you go for? King of Hearts, King of clubs, Queen of spades and Queen of hearts. Lift that hand up. You remember the Joker? I mentioned before that the Joker didn't have anything to do with the trick, but actually it does, because there's something written on the back of this. If I turn this over, it actually matches exactly what you chose. That's good.
Mate, that was well impressive.
So you go. He's easy, him, and he's easy.
That's great, that.
He's easy.
That's class. That's fantastic, that.
There you go. There you go.
Instantly resets, and it even fools magicians. Check it out right now.
So there we go. That's the trailer. And you can see the reactions it gets there are pretty good. Taylor put that trailer together.
And it's a weird environment to go and perform magic, because you're doing it in the gym, right? So everybody's like, got their gym clothes on, they're all a bit sweaty, and then you rock up like wearing your t-shirt that's too tight, making everybody feel uncomfortable.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. We didn't discuss this in the. We didn't discuss. Was it in the script?
And then you know, so and I'll tell you what I did love actually when I saw your performance of that is the fact that you took the cards from a deck rather than taking them out of a packet trick wallet and stuff like that, which kind of makes it just feels more organic, doesn't it, somehow?
Yeah. I tell you what, it got a better Well, it got a good reaction in both places, but the garage that I did it on, the second, when you see the two clips where I did it in two places, when I did it on the lads at the garage, the mechanics, they really freaked out.
But they seemed a bit quiet. Is that because they were stunned?
Yeah, but they were whoa. I thought it was quite a good reaction, personally.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I've got it the wrong way around. And then one of them, they just seemed like a bit shocked, you know.
Yeah.
Also, I've just got to point out that the predictions don't have to be on the Joker. Obviously, you can have the predictions anywhere. You can have them tattooed on your bum if you want. But you know, you can have them absolutely anywhere. We quite like the idea of the Joker because it's sort of sitting in the hand and they don't realise, so it's like an extra surprise. But you can put it anywhere. You know, you can have it on the back of a business card and hand the business card out if you want.
Yeah. And as you mentioned in the tutorial, there is another reason why that card is used and why it's set in the middle. It's a little extra convincer, isn't it? Without obviously giving the method away.
When you take it out,
Yeah, when you remove it from the middle of the cards, there's an extra little convincer there, isn't there?
So yeah, it's a great trick. Really happy that Gary's releasing it. It's completely self-working. You know, you just have to. You don't have to do anything really. Yeah, you can mess it up if you do something wrong, but you know, if you do that, that's your own fault really, because it's a completely self-working trick.
Yeah, I mean, when you say self-working and you say this, you can get something wrong. That can happen with any trick.
Of course.
No matter how there is something you have to do at some point, even with a self-working trick. You don't just, you know, I think some people might think you just take a self-working trick and you just go, there it is, watch, and it just, you know what I mean? You don't, you know, that's. Yeah, there is something you have to do, but it's You know, but basically, what I'm saying is, my 9-year-old son can do this trick. Can do predestination. That's how easy it is. But anyway, we've got a little video from Gary. So we'll watch that and just
let's have a look at
a bit about
this is from his holiday. From his holiday in he's interrupted his holiday in Spain to talk to us. Feels like an episode of This Is Your Life, doesn't it? Here he is from his holiday in Spain. Gary Jones.
Hi, my name's Gary Jones. And welcome to Predestination. Predestination has been in my set now since 2017. It's a trick that I always carry with me in my wallet, or I place the cards inside the deck of cards, so you can use it as a separate item or as a pack of cards in play. And the other thing about it is completely self-working. You can do it on one-on-one, you can do it to a group. I like to get 4 people, each one to choose a playing card, and at the end of it, no forces whatsoever. Your prediction matches those selections. I mean, I think personally it's a miracle. It's kind of like mentalism, but done with some playing cards. It packs flat, it completely resets, and give them the prediction before you start. Now, for me personally, I like the idea of giving them the prediction before you start. I like to text it to someone. I will text the prediction to someone, possibly the booker, whatever. So they then check the prediction, and it matches the 4 selections. I say it packs flat, completely resets, 100% self-working, It's just so easy. And Gary Jones, I hope you enjoy.
So there we go. So the sound quality wasn't great because he was on a beach, as you can probably tell in the background. And I don't know how many beers. Maybe he's had a few by now. I don't know. But
what time did he send it?
he sent that at about 1 o'clock on a Friday.
So he'd have about 8 or 9 by
and
now.
they'll be an hour. Well, depends where he is. They'll be an hour anyway. They'll be an hour ahead or something, won't they? So
yeah, if he'd have got one at 8 o'clock in the morning, he would have just had the 3 beers by then.
So yes, I mean that's sort of, he said he's been doing it a long time, since 2017, which I quite believe, because it's been refined and lots of little subtleties pushed in there as well. The other thing I like about it is I think it's, for the price, I think it's very good. The cards are proper bicycle cards, if anyone wonders. You get literally everything ready to go out the packet. There's nothing for you to do other than use a Sharpie and write the predictions on the back of the Joker, if that's where you want to put it. But other than that, it literally comes out of the packet ready to go. You can learn it, I reckon, in 5 minutes. The tutorial's not huge.
Easy.
The tutorial's what, about 20 minutes long, if I remember rightly.
And that's just, it's me and you yapping most of the time.
Yeah. So it's very straightforward, easy to do.
Go buy it. So we got no real news, have we, this week? I did want to mention this.
Yeah.
We're not going to review it as such because, because we're not. However, I bought this. I bought it myself, paid full price for it. Got it from tricktrickboom.com, is it? I don't know. Whatever, you'll find them. And it's a trick by Eric Stevens, who created the Guarantee, which we released. And Eric's a really sort of creative guy. He comes up with some really cool ideas. And this, if you haven't seen it, I urge you to check it out. I did it last night at a corporate event, and I opened every table with it, right? And it's such a great prop because it's like a bank night routine, but it's interesting looking props. So you've got 4 coloured envelopes, and it just sat in my jacket pocket. So I just walked up, introduced myself, and then I said, before we do anything, we're just going to play a game. And I bring them out. Now, on their video, it says, give Chris or Roddy or whoever, give Graham a high five, okay? Now, I didn't like that, really. It just doesn't suit me. There's nothing wrong with it. It works for them. Didn't suit my personality. So I just put, because I said it was a competition and they're going to win a prize. So the way I framed it is, we're going to play a competition. We're going to play a game. Now, I've got 4 prizes. One of them is better than the other 3, right? And I want you to win that one. So which envelope do you want? We've got a yellow, we've got red, we've got blue, we've got purple. So whichever one they say, let's say they go blue. You get the blue envelope and you open it up, and then you pull the card out and it says, won a round of applause. And you go, there you go, they've won a round of applause. Everybody give them a massive round of applause. So now you've got the audience clapping at the table before you've really done anything.
Yeah, and that's getting attention from all the other tables now.
And of course, I know you've asked for a round of applause, which you have, but you haven't asked for it for yourself.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So then, so you've got a round of applause going, and it's putting everybody at ease, and they're having a nice time and everything. Well, you haven't done anything yet. So now, then you say, "Oh, that is the best prize." Nobody ever wants these, and you pick up the others, and they've got. I don't know if you've seen the effect, but there's like window envelopes, and they've all got £50 notes inside, and everybody then they're like, "Whoa, what the hell?" And they all start clapping again, you know. And then and this is a gag that I got off the video. They do it with this high five thing. I'm not sure. I don't know if it came from Roddy actually, and they just say, "Would you like a go to somebody else?" And of course they think they're going to have a go at winning the 50 quid, and obviously they can see the envelopes, and they go, yeah, I'd like a go. And you go, okay, we'll give them a round of applause as well. Gets a big laugh, another round of applause, and then I go into that just goes back in my pocket, and then I go into my next effect. It's great. It takes a minute, if that, and you've just set the tone for the whole table. It's brilliant. Really,
that's good.
Really liked it. So yeah, great work.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of that. I do a similar thing, not with that, but I do a point in the show on my close-ups where I get somebody in the audience to get a round of applause when they help for a trick. And it's usually near the start as well. Just and it gets you, like you said, it's getting a round of applause without actually almost. Well, you are asking for it, but you're getting it for somebody else rather than yourself. And it just gets the rest of the room going, oh, what's going on over there? You know?
Yeah.
And it also, what you've said there as well, without really saying, is it also sets you up for them then feeling like they need to give you a round of applause when you're done. And you don't have to ask for it then because you've already set them up for that point, and it works really well. So yeah, I like that, man. Good thinking. Good thinking.
It's great. It's great, and I mean the only thing about it is you have to reset it. It takes half a second. You have to do something to reset it. I did get to one table last night, and I'd forgotten to reset it as I left the previous table, and I was like, oh shit. So I pulled it, but it's obvious when you pull it out of your pocket. I can see where I'd done. So I just turned my back for a second. See, I hand something else out before I start. I use a destination box at gigs like this where there's 10 people, and I hand it out. So while they were sort of looking at the destination box, I literally just turned my back and reset it, and then came back. Other than that, it's great. I've been looking for a new opener trick for ages, and people talk to instant paper to money, or extreme burn and stuff like that. And my problem with those is it's like one of them blink and you miss it type things.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Whereas with this, when you turn that, you've already told them they're going to win a prize. Everybody's clapping them. When you turn those 3 envelopes over, you can slowly show the whole table so they can see what's happened, and everybody gets it all at once. So for me, it was just a great opener. Believe it or not, I've got another gig tomorrow, Graham. So I'll try it out again and see how we go.
Sounds good. Yeah, I like it. I think it's a good prop. I haven't physically had one in my hands, but they look very well made. So yeah,
so it's all Tyvek envelopes, so it should last for a long time. I was worried about having it in my jacket pocket because it was quite warm last night, and my shirt was soaking when I got home, but it seems to have held up okay this morning. So yeah, it's all good.
Excellent. Any other news?
No, I just wanted to give a big shout out to John Owen. John comments every week saying that he enjoys our show. So thanks, John. Keep on watching, John, mate, and we appreciate the feedback.
Good stuff. So let's move on to what's next. What's the first thing?
You do this every week.
I do.
How did you cope last week?
After 15 weeks, you think I'd be able to know what it is. So old school.
Old school.
So let's move on to old school. Hello, it's Graham here from Magicbox in Newcastle, and Taylor, who's holding the camera, has forced us into giving some of these away for free. This is Predestination. It's our brand new release, which is just released today. It's a great trick by Gary Jones, which is self-working, packs small, and fools most magicians. And Taylor's convinced us to give 3 of these away for free. We're giving them free to the first 3 people who subscribe, new subscribers, to the YouTube channel. Is that right, Taylor?
Yep.
So there you go. That's a brand new special offer just for you guys watching this video. So here we are, old school this week, and this is one which I just thought about literally yesterday because I sold it to a customer, and it is What's Mine is Mine.
Oh, that's you before you die on the cover as well, man. How did you get that gig?
Is there any need for that?
Yeah. Well, listen.
So this is I couldn't even tell you how old this is.
Oh, do you know what? I reckon that's got to be 20, get on for 20 years, probably.
Yeah.
20,
so, I mean, it's an Elmwood trick produced by Paul Richards.
Paul Richards sold Elmwood to Penguin, I think, years ago.
He did, yeah. So these actually come from Penguin, but it's still an Elmwood trick. And just on the back of it, it says other tricks from Elmwood exclusive NFW, which I think we've talked about on here before. By Choice, By Chance, Illusion, Practical Thing, and White Bikes is another old school one we could talk about.
That was a good trick, actually, White Bikes.
Yeah, so it just gives you an idea of the sort of trick. I don't know why there's a sumo on it.
Nah, no, mate, it's a bit random.
It is very random. I mean, when you see the routine, the routine I do, I can't see what it's got to do with the sumo. But and I think the instructions are actually, because it's such an easy trick to do, the instructions are written instructions. So that shows you how.
The video instructions weren't a thing then. Yeah, I think. Yeah. In fact, I don't even think DVD instructions were a thing when that came out. I think it was literally.
Yeah, I think you're probably right. Yeah, that's how old this trick is. Anyway, I had a customer in the shop yesterday, and he pointed out on the shelf, and I went, "Oh God, yeah, I forgot about that." And I got it out, and because it's so easy to do, it was like riding the bike. I just got it out and did it. So I'm going to do it now to camera, so the camera will cut on here to a different shot once Taylor's got all set. Good. So we're going to show you something with a small packet of cards, Taylor. And Taylor, I want you to touch the back of any card that you like, all right? So just touch one. And I want this to be nice and fair. This one right here.
Yep.
Do you want to change your mind?
Nope.
So this one right here. Now make sure I don't do anything funny. I'm going to transfer it to the top. Make sure I don't switch it or do anything funny with the card. In fact, we'll put it on the table. Taylor, I want you to touch another card. No, you can't have that one. That one's mine. You can't have that one. Do you know why? Because it's mine. I'll let you touch another one though. Which one do you want this time? You can't have that one. That's mine as well. Touch another one. No, this one here. No, they say that's mine. In fact, you can't have any of these because actually these are all mine. These are all mine. Of course, not that one. That one's yours. And there we go.
Simple yet effective.
Now, the good thing with this is you can't actually do this again because the reset is instant. So you literally instant reset it. And you can see.
Why would you do that?
Let's just try it again and see if it works again. Because the guy said,
why would you do it twice?
I think twice it works, but I wouldn't do it 3 times. Now, I think.
Now, my missus always says to me, if you do it properly the first time, you shouldn't need to do it twice.
I think it's a trick that you can do twice. And I think there's very few tricks you can do that. Because I think the first time you do it, it's a funny like gag thing. But then they think about it and they go, hang on though, but I could have chose anyone. And he said, look, well, I don't know if it'll work again, but let's just try it again. Just touch anyone. I'll see if it's worked again. And that's it. See if that one's yours. I don't know. We'll put it down. Touch another one and then do it twice. I wouldn't do it 3 times, but I do think you could do this twice. And yesterday I did do it to the guy twice. Now the guy he was an amateur, he was a hobbyist, and it just fooled the hell out of him. He didn't have a clue. Did he buy it? Did he buy it? Straight away. He bought it instantly. He was like, I'm 100% having that.
13 quid or something?
Yeah, 13 quid, 12.99 or 13.99, something like that.
It's good. It's a strong trick for that, isn't it? And there's no sleight of hand again, is there?
Nothing at all. Totally again, my 9. This is the way I always describe a trick. If I think it's totally self-work, and I say my 9-year-old could probably do it, and that for me gives a good indication.
Your 9-year-old's been doing like perfect pharaohs since he was 4, though, isn't he? Come on, be honest.
You know what, Sebastian, my 9-year-old son has no interest in magic. I have tried. No. He did when he was a little bit younger, and he sometimes comes along to the. We have a junior club here at the shop called the Neptune Junior Magic Circle, and he comes along every now and then to that when it suits him. Like if his mom's going shopping, he doesn't want to go shopping. You're, Dad, can I come along to juniors? I'm like, right, okay. And he'll come along, but he's not that interested in magic, to be honest. Maybe when he gets a bit older, he might change. But
my daughter does the same though, because they're constantly surrounded by it. They're just, you know. And even now, she's like, she's not bothered. And she's like, when she went to Vegas, I think she did go and see one magic show, but she was like, she won't fussed because she's had it her whole life,
Yeah, Sebastian does like to get involved when we do the custom house show, which we do every year for STIMF. We do with the family extravaganza. We get the juniors involved. He likes to get involved, though. If he's not involved in that, he'd be fuming. He likes to get on the stage and be involved in something. But back to that trick. Yeah, I think it's $13.99. What's mine is mine. Taylor will probably put a link on. You can buy this from Magicbox or any other magic retailer. But what a great trick. Great trick.
I've had quite a few people saying to me who watched the show that they're really. In fact, I met up with a friend down in Reading last week before a show, and he says, "I love that the old school." He says because you just reminded me of tricks that I forgot all about. Which is obviously was the purpose of it. He's so Frank can sell all the shit he's had in his work in his shelves. Years. But there's honestly some really good stuff out there, and you just forget about it. I'd forgotten all about that until you sent it through. It's a great trick.
Yeah, it's a good trick. I mean, a lot of the old school stuff that we do, I've got a list of other stuff that we'll do in future ones of just, stuff that I think is very good tricks, but just being either missed. And they don't even have to be necessary. They're not all of them are 20, 30 years old. Some of them might just be 3 or 4 years old, but you've missed it because it went under the radar when it first came out. Anyway, so there we go. Old school. Let's move on to...
over to you.
Over to you. Oh, I got it right. I got the finger right. Over to you. So here we are, over to you. And the question this week, which is an interesting one, comes from Magic Max Simmons. Is that right? Magic Max Simmons. And it is directly at you, Chris. It says, why did you create the CCC convention? which is an interesting question.
Yeah, so it is an interesting question. So I think the main reason was there was no. So I live in the Midlands, in the middle part of the United Kingdom, or the middle part of England, really, I suppose, because Scotland's massive. So the middle part of the country, and there was no conventions in our part of the world, really. That there's Blackpool, and there's Stimpf, and there's the Session, and there's all these other ones, but they're either south or north, but there was nothing in the middle. So I thought I'll try and arrange something in the middle of the country where, you know, and I set up a magic club quite a few years ago, which is still going now. I'm not a member myself anymore.
You're not a member of your own club?
It's not my club now. I set it up.
Yeah,
it was my idea. I started it. And my original, like Gary did the opening night for me. And we had a few lectures. So we had like Paul Gordon, and we had John Carey did his first ever lecture at my club. So this is many years ago it was. And the idea was I just wanted like a friendly environment where people could sit and jam and session and all the rest of it without having to go to shows and without having to take themselves off and do all sorts of different stuff. So I wanted it to be a different kind of convention. So it just felt like a massive session with lectures in the middle of it. And you've been to all of them now, and I think you'll agree that's what happened. The only thing is, a lot of the people who were saying in the Midlands that they wanted a Midlands convention don't come. But there you go. Go figure. So it's good because there's people came down from Scotland, come up from London, come down from Newcastle, and across from, you know, all over, really. I think this year I had some guys, well, there was a whole minibus full of them from Glasgow. And I had other guys coming up from Cornwall and from Southend and all over the place. So, yeah, but that was my original thing, really. I just wanted one in the Midlands. And I wanted it to feel like a session.
Yeah, rather than because we've talked about this before. You don't have like gala shows or sort of public shows or anything like that. It's literally just it's lectures through the day, workshops, obviously dealers, and then it's just sessioning in the pub, isn't it? To make it a little bit different.
I went to Michael's. Michael Murray's last Minds convention, the last one he did. I'm sure that'll be making a comeback at some point. And that's what inspired me, really, after going to that and how friendly it was. Now, they did have a show on the Friday night, but the Saturday night...
It was quite informal, though, wasn't it? It was always like in a pub, you know, in a little room. It wasn't like in a theatre or anything like that. It was just a little thing. And
it was just an open mic. It was basically just an open mic. So people who were there attending could get up and perform if they wanted to.
Yeah,
it was that. But to be honest with you, I went into the show and it was that busy in there. I went back downstairs and had another beer because it was just rammed. But I loved the whole feel of the convention. It was just great, you know. So that was part of my inspiration. It first started after going to Minds. Really.
Yeah. It's also, I find, I mean, obviously it's a lot of hassle trying to organise. It is pressure, isn't it? I mean, I'm part of Stimpf, but I don't do much of the organising. I do have suggestions about people who could lecture and stuff, and I do organise the family.
But they don't always follow them, do they, Graham?
It's a touchy subject at the minute, isn't it? You'll be there one day. You'll be there one day. You might be there.
I'll be old and grey. Oh shit! Too late.
Now, even like I say, even though I don't really organise that, I still feel a little bit of pressure on that. So, I did organise one year where we didn't have a Stimpf. We had a one-day magic convention here at the shop, and we limited it to, like, I think 60 people, and it was sold out. In fact, we might even had 70 or something. And that was it is pressure in it. It's a hassle trying to organise the people. And then you have a lecturer who doesn't turn up, and you have to substitute.
When you're there, people say, "Oh, you know, it must be so much hard work." It's not. Once you're there, it's fine. Yeah. Because for me, as soon as everybody's there who's going to lecture, I can relax then and enjoy myself for the weekend.
You know it's going to happen, yeah.
Because I know it's going to happen. So, like the first year, I kept myself back as a sort of standby lecturer, and then I had people in the audience, not in the audience, people who were like dealers. And said, look, like Steve Deller was one, and I said, Steve, I said, if anybody doesn't rock up, I said, can you just have your bag with you just in case? He might have even offered, I can't remember now. So I had a couple of sort of get out of jail free sort of cards, but everybody's been brilliant so far. Everybody's turned up. Everybody who's lectured for us has done an amazing job as well. To be fair,
I think having it in the Midlands is good. I mean, I always found that having a convention, the further north you go, the more difficult it seems to be to get people to come to the convention. So Stim, for instance, some years we've sold out, and then other years it's been really poor. We've had like less than 100 people, and then some years we'll have 150 in its heyday. But I just find anything the further north you go, people from London stuff don't want to come to Newcastle. It's just too far, even though you can get the train. But if you're staying 2 nights, then you've got that to think about on top, and it does become quite expensive.
People, I think, budget for Blackpool as well now, don't they? I mean, I know people who save up all year just to go to Blackpool because, I mean, what's a gold ticket for Blackpool now? Is it about 400 quid or something?
I don't think it's that much. I think 280 quid or something.
You know what? We should have looked into this, really. It's the story of all our shows. We should have researched this, but you ain't got much change out of. Somebody said to me the other day it was 400 quid. Now, I buy a dealer table booth as you do, so I'm not 100% sure, but maybe that's for the VIP one or something.
Yeah, it might be. Yeah, that would make sense.
But even 300 quid plus your hotel, plus your food, plus your dealer's money and everything else, you ain't gonna have much left out of what, $1,000, 1,200 quid, maybe. Yeah. So it's an expensive weekend for people. I
do think that's also why some of the smaller conventions work, like the day ones. So like Leeds Magic Day, for instance, where you just literally drive there, you're there for the day and you come home. It's relatively cheap. It's just your entrance. Nobody really stays over. Some people do, because I know they go for a couple of beers afterwards and stuff, and that kind of works as well. But there you go. But I think hopefully that's answered the question.
I am doing a convention. I'm doing a 2-day convention in September. I'm at the Dublin convention, the Irish convention. So that'll be good. Quentin Reynolds is organising this, or part of the organising team. He's just sort of started advertising it. So I'm on the bill. Chris Power, Joe Barry, and John Lenihan so far been announced. So
that's good lineup.
Yeah,
it might be something we might end up doing, because we did it last year and the year before as a dealer. So it might be something we might be.
Dublin haven't done one for a few years.
Yeah, I can't remember where it was last year, but anyway,
Belfast one, was it? Maybe
might have been Belfast, last time. Yeah. Anyway, we tend to do it fairly regularly, I would say. So I think he might have even already contacted me about it, and I was looking into it. So it might be something we might come along to as well, or I might send somebody over to take the deal.
It's the 13th of September, that weekend.
Right. All right. Okay. Good. And I think that's it. Hopefully that's answered the question then. I mean, for me, if I was going to set a convention up, it would be just because I would want to see certain people lecture, I suppose, would be a selfish thing. I would go, right, I want to have him, her, whoever it might be.
And David
Copperfield, yeah. So there we go. Hopefully that's answered the question. So let's move on to...
Keep them coming.
Yeah, keep the questions coming. It always sends me down a rabbit hole. We end up talking either a load of bollocks or answering people's questions in full. But there we go. So let's move on. We've got 2 new things which have just come in this week. So let's get on to review number 1. So review number 1. This is brand new from Murphy's. It came from Murphy's Magic. It's by Invisible Compass, and it's called Invocation. So before we even talk about it, let's play the trailer, and you'll see exactly what it is. So here we go.
Imagine controlling wine, invoking anything through it. This is the most visual miracle I have created in my life.
Ja.
What is it? You pour wine on a dish. The spectator names any letter, symbol, card, or thought. You only need to blow, and the wine will begin to move on its own, revealing the information. Any plague, any wine, anytime. Thanks to this gimmick, they can check everything both at the beginning and at the end. more esoteric, more playful. This is your new everyday carry, Reputation Maker.
Lo tiene.
I'm Marcos Valdemar, and welcome to Invocation.
So there we go. That's the trailer. It shows you exactly what it is, what it does. What will I say first of all about this? I think it's very, very visual when he does it, where you physically see the image literally as if it's writing itself in the wine on the plate. Very, very visual. Chris, what do you think? What's your first impressions? Okay, thanks. So moving on.
I don't know. I mean, where are you going to do this? Where are you going to do this? It's such a weird thing. You know, you got so with this product, you're setting it up in front of them, right? So that's the supposed strength of this method. Okay, so you're going to set it up in front of them. So you've got to be somewhere where there's a clean plate. Okay, right. There's a clean plate and there's a glass of wine. Okay, and then you've got a napkin where you have to. So the effect, as you say, visually is great. It's great. You can't deny that. It's a really good idea. It's a really smart idea. But I'll just question. You know, you're going to set it up on the fly in front of somebody without looking suspicious. You've got to get a clean plate. Where do you work where there's a clean plate, Graham?
Last night at the gig I did last night, and probably
Clean
most
plate.
weddings and most most.
But would you do that on a plate?
Yeah.
And then somebody's got to eat on
Yeah.
afterwards.
So I tell you what. Let me just say what I would do with this.
Go on.
I would do it literally as the performer, but we've got a magician I've talked about him before in here called Paul Litton. Now Paul Litton is he is, not in my opinion, he's the busiest magician in the UK by far. But he's the kind of guy who's literally this would work for him because he's constantly picking stuff off the table and he's very quick, very fast. And he would think nothing of just picking up a plate and just pouring some wine on it randomly and then making something happen. That would kind of fit his style. He does all the sort of stuff where he'll take someone's beer glass, and then pour it into a napkin and tip it over the person's head and make it disappear. And then he'll make it reappear and get them to tip their head back and he'll pour the beer out of his fist and into their mouth. He's very random like that. He'll do like just weird stuff with things. He'll pick stuff up with drinks, salt shakers he'll do stuff with. And I kind of feel this is very much like his bag, his sort of thing.
Now that's one person who can use it then.
But I mean, last night, for instance, I was working at it was a student ball and they all had plates on every single table, had a plate like for the starters to go on top of. Now, I could imagine going up to the table and literally picking up a plate and then, setting it up and then grabbing the wine and doing it.
But I'm talking about the setup beforehand as well. You've got to set that up in real time in front of them.
Yeah, I think it would be easy. Because I think I would give them something. I mean, I haven't performed this yet, by the way, so I don't know. But when I was thinking about doing it, I would have them doing something else as you pick the plate up and as you're cleaning it, so you're not physically under the pressure and you're not being burned as you're setting it up. Have them examine something or have the cards shuffled, for instance. So you pass the cards out and they're getting shuffled. Give them a shuffle, take them out of the box. I'll just give this plate a clean for a second, and you're actually setting it up as they're shuffling the pack. Now you put the plate back down and you're ready to go. Now obviously have the card selected. Blah 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 blah. I just think it feels. It obviously isn't natural for you, but I think it looks natural for them. It looks like you've done something random. You've just gone, you know what? Let's just take a plate and let's take some wine. You got some wine there. Randomly, just do it with two random things, as if you just thought about it on the spot. And I like that type of magic because I love like going to a table and just. For instance, I do coin and bottle a lot, but I don't do it like a lot of people carry the bottle to the table. I think that's stupid. I think it's much better to borrow the items. But I love to be at a table and someone's drinking a beer and I'll just take their beer and just tip the rest out. Let's do a trick with this. Random. What else we got? You got a coin, great. And just, you know what I mean? So it looks like you've just randomly thought of it on the spot. and I think that fits that bill. Now I do think it's overpriced. But like
You know what? That's where I disagree. If you think that the effect is all that, right, then 50 quid is not overpriced because that's 2 gigs for you and it's paid for, right? And you know what I'm saying, though, don't you? If you're going to perform this professionally, I don't think it's overpriced. I think 50 quid is nothing, because we all get like whatever. Even if you're charging 250 for a gig or 300 or 600 or whatever it might be, right? 50 quid for something that you can use this forever. All right. The only thing I would say is, I can't remember the last time I went to a gig where there was a clean plate on the table. The waitresses and the waiters bring the plates over. But apart from that, I agree with what you just said. And if you think the effect's worth it, I think it's worth it's the effect that you're paying for, by the way, not necessarily the prop. In my
I'll be
opinion.
honest, when I watched the tutorial, even watching the tutorial at first, I still didn't know how it looks like it writes itself. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I obviously understood how it worked, but then watching it, I was like, but how does it like literally look like it's literally going in sequence and drawing the card? It looks like really magical. Like, I don't think you can get much more magical looking than that. It's hyper visual. Tell you what I'm going to do, right? I'm going to do this.
You're going to try it.
Yeah, I'm going to try it because what I will say is this sometimes does happen to me. I'll say something on a video and I'll go, oh my God, that is going to kill reaction wise. That is like, and you go and do it and it just doesn't get the reaction that you expect. Or there's other stuff that you do where you just think,
that.
Yeah.
It's weird when that happens.
We're going down the rabbit hole here, but there's a trick that happened with me years ago. And I'll tell you what it was. It was Gaten Bloom's, right? You talked about this before, Intercessor. Yeah. When that first came out, I remember thinking, oh my God, this will kill. You tear a card. I had the cards loaded in people's pockets. I had them loaded in cushions they were sitting on, behind the bar, in a bottle. Oh my God. And I was thinking, and the piece matches. And they just didn't give a monkeys. They did not give a. I could have literally just forced the card and then gone, look, it's not here. Look over there in the bottle. It would have got the same reaction as they didn't care about the torn piece.
Yeah.
And also,
People
just didn't get the reaction. I just didn't I was like, I felt like I had to explain to them, look, I tore this off. You know what I mean? And when you have to start explaining that to people, that's not good. When you have to explain to them again what the effect of just seeing is, that's no good, is it?
Duplicate cards, mate. You can do miracles with them. I've been out on a night with Gary Jones before, and we've one of us snuck outside the pub and stuck a card to the window and all the rest of it, and come back in and then just throw the pack at it and stuff like that. Or loading one into the we did it one night where we loaded a duplicate into the coin reject in a one-arm bandit, in a fruit machine, and just threw the cards across the room. One card landed in and they freak out. So I think like you say, rabbit hole time.
Yeah, so I think I'm going to need to perform this and see what reaction it gets, because I think it will get a great reaction, but maybe I'm wrong. So I think it will get a great.
I think it will get a great reaction. My concern is pouring it on, doing it in real time in front of them without it looking weird, and with it looking like what it's got to look like. Do you know what I mean? It's I don't know if you can manage all that. Then I'm sold. And I honestly, I think for the price, I think the price is a non starter for me, because if you think the effect's worth it, then I think it's worth it.
It comes well packaged. The tutorial's not massive. It's probably only about half an hour long. It comes in a nice little carry bag. The gimmick
custom made as well.
Yeah, I was just about to say the gimmick is quite well made. I'm not going to show it on the camera because it'll show you what it is. But the gimmick is well made. It's got the little sort of emblems and stuff on it. It's, I'm not be honest, it's 3D printed, the gimmick. But I think the gimmick's well made. It looks good. It's going to do what you need it to do, and it'll last a lifetime, I would say, as well.
You probably lose it first.
Well, that's true. I lost the top off me. What do you call it last night? Double cross. Dropped it on the floor, so I had to replace that. But there we go. So that's that. I'm gonna test this out through the week, and on the next
report back.
Yeah, next week I'll report back what reaction it got. So there we go. I will quickly review it though. Do I like it? Yes. Would I use it? Yes. So would I buy it? Yes. even though I do think it's expensive personally. But there you go. And your opinion's probably similar to mine, but you're going to withhold judgment. Is that right?
Thanks for telling me my opinion, Graham. I feel like I've got a second wife.
Go on then.
I like it. Would I use it? No. And would I buy it? No.
Okay, fair enough. So there we go. Let's move on.
But
oh, hang on.
I might change my opinion next week when you report back after you've used it.
Right. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's move on to review number 2. Okay, so here we are. Review number 2, and this is brand new this week. It's Credit Crunch by Murphy's Magic and Craig Petty. So here is the review. Not the review. Here's the trailer.
The best pickpockets will take the credit card, but the really good pickpockets will just take the information off it. Look at the card, turn it over. The number's gone, it's on the pen. Let's be honest, in 2026, the buzzwords in the Magic community are everyday carry. You see, the reason is simple. More than ever, there's more people and more performers in the Magic community than ever before. So they want something that they can keep on them and they can perform anytime, anywhere. I wanted to have an incredible moment of close-up magic that would play to a big group of people, but is visual enough and intimate enough to perform in a one-on-one basis. This is my credit card. That 16-digit number is on every single card. Sometimes it's on the front, sometimes it's on the back, sometimes it's different places. But you've got that 16-digit number, you have access to me. Right, you remember the first 4 digits. Try your best. Try and remember the next 4. If you can try and remember any of those numbers, Dallas, that'd be great. I'm going to show you how a magician would steal someone's data. I need you to hold your hand out for me. You're going to be the guardian of the card with the number, okay? Put your other hand on top. Now I need a pen here. Because most magicians use a magic wand, I use a Sharpie marker. Do you see the Sharpie logo there? On this side and on this side. Watch right there. Not there, there. This is going to be crazy. On 3. 1, 2, 3. That's the 16-digit number that you guys remember.
6207 is the first one.
2580 is the last.
But here's the crazy thing. This is the bit that's going to freak you the fuck out. Not that I got the 16-digit number there. The fact that it's not on the card anymore. Have a look at the back.
No way.
Now this is one of my favourite pieces of magic to perform, and let me explain why. First of all, it ticks all the boxes as far as I'm concerned as a creator. It's easy to do. There's no angle issues. You don't need a table. You can do it walk around. It takes up almost no pocket space. It truly is an everyday carry. It instantly resets. You can do it anytime, anywhere, and it looks amazing. You see that 16-digit number? It's not a normal 16-digit number. It's actually a forcing matrix. The 16-digit number is made up of 4 banks of numbers. Each bank has 4 numbers, 16 altogether. You can either add up the numbers in one particular bank, or you can add one number up from each bank. What would you prefer?
I'd like to use one bank.
One bank. Pick one of the banks and add up the 4 numbers in that bank. I gave you a prediction from the very beginning. You remember it's an envelope and it says prediction on it. Inside that envelope, there is just one card and one card only. Nothing on that side, nothing else inside the envelope. And again, to recap, you picked a credit card at random. You then picked any numbers off that credit card at random. You then added them up. Any other choice would have led you to a completely different outcome, but you ended up on that outcome right there. And this has been in your possession the whole time. And you ended up one more time on what number?
15.
And I predicted that your number is 15. When you're out performing to real people, you want to do magic with items that everybody recognizes. And you want it to be impactful, you want it to be quick, and you want it to be visual. And that's what you have here. What's right there? Not that side, that side. 1, 2, 3.
Oh, it does feel like the numbers in the credit card.
My name's Craig Petty. Welcome to your new favorite everyday carry. Yes!
Weird, man.
Welcome to Credit Crunch.
So there we go. There's the review. Not the review. There's the trailer. First thoughts, Chris.
I like it. Yeah, I like it. I love stuff with Sharpies because it's something that you've always got in your pocket with you. Credit cards can just sit in. So I always think about stuff, and I know we've discussed this before, as from a performing magician's point of view, right? And there's two things that I've always got with me when I'm out there performing. One is a Sharpie because I'm going to get cards signed, and the other is my wallet because I'm going to do card to wallet. Okay, so if I can stick two effects, an extra effect there in my wallet without having to take anything else with me, then I'm all for that. And this is a strong effect because, you know, things appearing on a Sharpie using the paddle move is something that I'm a real big fan of. I liked Smudged, the John Horn trick when that came out all those years ago. And I know Steve Della's got his pen you know, with card reels on, and Richard Sanders did it before and stuff like that. So, in fact, I had one a few years ago, which was a card in mouth, and it just, instead of Sharpie, it said "look in the magician's mouth" or "look in the mouth" or something like that. So I've been, yeah, I like that kind of stuff, and this I think is a great addition to that genre.
Mm-hmm. The quality of the props are very good. I can show these on camera.
Yeah, I've not actually seen it, so I like that. That looks really good as well.
This is it is not just printed on there as well. This is, you can't see this on the camera, but if I hold it there, you might. It is actually embossed, so it is literally, so the spectator can feel it, and you do see in the trailer as well. The spectator like feels it and go, "Oh wow, it's actually embossed on there as if it has come off the card." So yeah, it is a proper Sharpie. The Sharpie does write. So you can use the Sharpie to sign a card or whatever if you want to.
I mean, I love doing stuff with Sharpies, mate. Honestly, I've got yeah, that's great.
The quality of the cards are very good. It's a proper credit card. Looks like a real regular card. So these are going to last you a lifetime, really. So the quality of the props is excellent. Can't knock that at all.
I really like it. I do stuff with the Sharpie all the time. I do at the minute I do the thing where you turn it into a balloon dog.
Yeah.
After they've signed the card, so I do that. I've just ordered Wayne Fox's not so sharp thing as well because I just love the idea of just sort of rolling it into a ball and then just, you know, sticking it on the table or whatever. So anything with the Sharpie, I'm a fan of, yeah, because it's something I always carry.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing I like about this is it's not a card trick, it's not a coin trick, it's not a mentalism trick. It's just something a little bit different using everyday objects. Now, I'm a big fan of everyday objects or stuff that looks like everyday objects. In fact, there's nothing really in my entire close-up set that doesn't use everyday objects. It's always stuff that people know what they are. I never bring anything out that looks odd or something that people wouldn't necessarily carry around with them other than a pack of cards.
Sponge balls and ropes.
I don't do ropes, and I don't really do sponge balls. I do sponge balls every now and then if there's kids, but rarely these days. It's usually stuff, like I say, that's...
I don't worry about stuff like that. I just do it.
No, I don't worry about it, but I would just say that I'm more a fan of using stuff that people know what they are.
I was talking to Mark Bennett about this earlier on, and he was saying that a few comments had been made on that big green forum about his new thing, Get Saucy, saying, you know, oh, who's going to walk around with that? Who cares? Just do it. I think Get Saucy is brilliant. You know, I just think it's a great idea.
Yeah.
So I don't know. People just get hung up on that. You know, you're a magician at the end of the day. If you want to bring out a flipping, I don't know, a rabbit's foot and do a magic trick with that, well, why not? And do what you like. Who cares?
Is that the one we're releasing next week?
Yeah, the one with the playing card in the rabbit's foot.
Yeah, man, you've give that game away now.
It's a good idea, that, isn't it? You could do that. Yeah.
What about the one with the Zimmer frame?
Oh, that was your gig the other week, weren't it?
Yeah.
Owen Strickland had the same thing. In fact, you had that terrible gig at an old people's home he was telling us about.
Yeah.
He got to one and he had to bail on his halfway through. It was so bad.
Yeah, it doesn't surprise us. It doesn't surprise us. They're not easy jobs to do them. Like,
No.
Anyway, listen, back to this.
Back to this.
Would I use this? I've demmed it a few times in the shop.
Yeah.
I think it's good. I think it's worth the money. By the way, it's just under 40 quid. I think it's worth that for what you get, for the gimmicks that come with it. Like I said, it's very well made. Would I use it? I don't know. I think I would, but I need to come up with another way of putting it into my set. I could see myself using it. I just need to think of a way of where I would put it in the set. Does that make sense? But I can see myself doing it. It is my sort of thing. I quite like the idea of doing it, and we've talked about this because, can we say this? I'm going to say it anyway. You had a similar thing, didn't you?
I told Craig about this earlier. Actually, I was talking to him earlier.
A similar trick, which we were going to put out, weren't we? But
he beat us to the punch.
But I kind of like, and I don't think this is mentioned in the tutorial, I like the idea of playing the fact that you're going to steal something off somebody. I like the whole concept of saying, where are you from? You're from the Midlands, so to you, I know what a Sharpie means to you. It's like a knife, but up here we call this as a Sharpie. Do you know what I mean? And this is what magicians use to rob people. It's a different sort of Sharpie.
I would never say that.
And then there's a whole different gags and stuff you can do with the Sharpie. And then obviously the whole thing about magicians, we don't physically, all we need is a magic wand, and we use this to basically rob people. And we don't need to physically rob things because we can do it digitally these days. 90% of robberies these days are digital, and they're scams and stuff online. People don't tend to rob people's houses or pickpocket as much as they did anymore because they don't need to. It's all digital. And then obviously we just need a magician's magic wand, blah blah blah, and you got the cool gag about the Sharpie. And if you're in the Midlands, Sharpie might mean something different to you. You might use a Sharpie in it anyway. So I just think there's
finished.
Yeah, there's loads of different.
A rant there.
I did. So that's the way I would probably do it, I guess.
Okay. Yeah, well, I haven't thought about where I'd put it in my set, but I think, like I mentioned earlier, just the fact that it takes up no space, I would have it there and try it and just, maybe not a table, like a big table of 10 type thing, but certainly during walk around and mix and mingle and that type of stuff, I think it's perfect for that.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think it's suited to a big table because I think people won't be able to see it properly. If you had a big table of people sitting around, you'd have to pass it round for them to look at, and that sort of kills it for me.
And to be fair, a lot of magic that comes out these days is like that and doesn't suit. The hard thing about performing at a table, like last night, the gig I was at, every table had 10 people at it, right? And the hardest thing is choosing material that all 10 people can see and get on board with and stuff like that, right? I remember, and people years ago, they were mad for the fine print, which is a great trick, but you just can't do it in that kind of environment.
No, that's a one-on-one trick, yeah.
So this is, for me, is like, a smaller table. If you're doing restaurant magic, for example, perfect. Or mix and mix, perfect. Big tables, not so much. But then I don't think there's much magic that's coming out that does suit those big tables anyway. So there you go.
Yeah. No, I agree with you.
I would definitely buy it, and I would definitely do it. I really like it.
I would. I think it's good. I think I would buy it, and I can see myself doing it. So there we go.
There we go.
So there we go. Credit Crunch, Craig Petty, available from Magicbox or again any other magic retailer. What's next? So we're done.
We're done.
We're done. So that's it for another week.
It is,
and it's good to have you back. It's good to have your sort of input.
Hopefully I'll be up in the studio soon. It's been a while since I've been up there, and I've been having a lot of. I don't want people to feel sorry for me, but if you could just put my Just Giving page on the bottom there now. I've had a lot of car troubles, and now it's been difficult for me to get out and about, to be fair. But hopefully that's going to be behind me very soon, and I'll be back in the studio where I can sit next to you and Proger and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good. And also to anybody, we'll put a link on the screen to the brand new Predestination. It's a joint release, which is the Stella Magicbox line. So yeah. So anyway, if somebody buys one of these, that'll help maybe sort your car problem out, mightn't it, as well?
Buy 10.
So yeah, buy 10. I think it's a good price for 20 quid, actually. So there we go. So that's it for another week. Thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Subscribe to our Magicbox channel and also to Chris's channel as well. But that's it for another week, and we'll see you next time.
Have a great week. Thumbs, Graham, thumbs. Hey, there we go.